Hello and greetings from Israel. In this short presentation, I will share a story about a broad and successful intersectorial collaboration that led to the creation of an online course to promote best practices in telehealth. Before I begin, I wanted to present the team with representation from the Israeli Ministry of Health, the 360 Program for At-Risk Children and Youth, the Rashi Foundation, and the Israeli Association for Child Development and Rehabilitation. Community-based child developmental units in Israel provide pediatric care services, including neurological developmental evaluations, social emotional interventions, speech-language services, physiotherapy, and occupational therapy. These services are provided across the country to all demographics, equally delivered and received by Jews and Arabs, rural and urban. Everyone in the country is entitled to receive the services. Like many here in the conference and the world, these units were required to shift rapidly to telehealth at the onset of the COVID pandemic. Professionals in the units reached out to the Ministry of Health to voice their challenges, asking for help to accommodate the needs of the families they serve in a professional and responsible way. In response, the ministry organized a broad collaboration to understand the needs and formulate solutions. The outcome was an online interprofessional course. The purpose of the presented study was to determine the effectiveness of the course to enhance knowledge, attitudes, and willingness to engage in pediatric telehealth. We evaluated these changes using pre- and post-administration of a telehealth competence questionnaire developed for the study. We developed the course together with a panel of experts. Here you can see the 10 weekly modules. The topics chosen were based on evidence of the knowledge and skills needed for best practices, the policies, and the needs of the practitioners, the way we were able to understand them. You could see that week 1 focuses on an introduction to the evidence and knowledge on telehealth and the possibilities. Week 2 looked at establishing the online practice setting and feeling confident in the setting. Week 3 focused on ethical considerations, including legal and safety. Week 4, innovations and recognizing the existing potential and possibilities. Week 5 and 6 focused on the therapeutic alliance with families, including the principles of family-centered care and designing effective family-centered home programs. Week 7 looked at effective communication online, clear, simple, and effective. Week 8, participants created their own libraries of materials and activities. On week 9, we focused on professional specific evidence and considerations for practice. In week 10, with vision for the future on becoming telehealth agents of change and leaders in the communities of practice. The structure of the course was based on the theories of adult learning to promote meaningful learner-centered processes. The content was delivered via lectures, followed by online discussions to foster sharing of ideas, networking, and empowering participants to translate their knowledge into actions and practice. Of 120 professionals that enrolled in the course, 96 agreed to participate in the study and completed pre- and post questionnaires. On the left diagram, you can see the participants' professional distribution. On the right, you can see that most participants had nearly no experience with telehealth before the pandemic, with a dramatic increase in frequency after the onset at the beginning of the course. The results were wonderful. A series of paired t-tests demonstrated significant increases in participants' knowledge of best practices, their planning and managing of the care, working with diverse populations, managing technology, the guidelines, and having positive attitudes in general. Here's a diagram of the many different attitudes that improved. Here you can see additional significant increases in core knowledge and aspects of managing the care, technology and policies, and mastering working with different clients and families. These outcomes are impressive, especially considering that the data was collected during a global and local crisis, which is not the ideal for learning anything new or developing mastery. But still, it speaks to the relevance of the course and the content to the participants and their day-to-day professional needs. This is the most important outcome for us. Most participants were now willing to engage in telehealth, even if some were still deliberating and trying to find the best match for them and for the families. In conclusion, we're happy to report that online learning that is tailored to the learner's needs can enhance knowledge, attitudes, and willingness to incorporate telehealth and routine care. It can also foster networks that empower participants to gain and implement practical skills to improve the quality of care. In addition, when the course is effectively planned and designed, then the participants can address their knowledge needs together with an engaging delivery structure for meaningful learning. Finally, collaboration among policymakers, foundations, professional associations, and clients, which is attuned to the needs of the field, is essential to provide solutions and support to boost quality healthcare services. We hope that this presentation inspired you to engage in collaborative problem solving to address the learning and expertise development needs of your communities of practice, whether telehealth or other. We're writing a paper now to explain what we think made the course effective. We hope to publish it soon. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy the rest of the conference.